Yo, 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 yo. This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you with another episode of the DMST Conversations Pod. Here again with Eulise. Eulise, how are you feeling?
I'm blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual. I'm actually very excited for today. I don't know why. I think it's like we haven't talked in a minute or whatever, so I'm so
It's been
like
a few
excited
weeks.
like to have this conversation. But I'm feeling really good. My mom, if y'all been following me, she was in the hospital. She's discharged. She's doing a lot better. Um, and a lot of good things have happened. A lot of epiphanies have happened. A lot of clarity, a lot of mental clarity. Just feeling real good. Like a lot of
Re-
clutter is getting moved out the way in my life, both physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that good stuff. So I'm feeling real good. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a cool few weeks. You already mentioned it or whatever, but it was a week of, the week of my birthday. My birthday was on Monday.
Happy birthday, brainstorm. Ba, ba, ba,
Yeah, thank you,
ba.
thank you. So birthday was on Monday, and then we kept it simple. I'm not a big go crazy birthday person. I see
That
women
pissed
say
me
all the
off,
time.
but we ain't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I see a lot of women say all the time they be mad because, um, like why I've seen the question on social media a lot lately, like why don't guys want to celebrate their birthday? And I know what some guys out there that probably really go in for a birthday, but I've never. For me, it's different. I didn't grow up celebrating birthdays, so to get
Okay.
older,
I forgot about that part.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I get older, it's just nowadays you take me out, I do a nice dinner, I'm good to go. Give me a steak dinner, I'm good. That's all I really like to really do. We were on the verge of having a little get together here, and then I wound up not doing it because I'll be honest, I was just like, if I put a thing out there and ask people to come over for the birthday to chill, and then people don't come, I already know I'm gonna be pissed, and so I'd
Because you
rather
never
just not
asked for
even put my.
nothing, and I'm just asking you to show up. I get
Yeah,
that.
and plus I also know that people do have gather, and I'll be honest, I know people have gatherings at their house, and
Mhm.
there's times I don't really always show up for it or whatever because it's just like I'm not always a. You know what it is, to be honest. You know what it is. It's just that I've done everything that sometimes people do when we have these gatherings. Like it's cool. I know we're gonna get together. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna play some cards. We're gonna have drinks or whatever. And it's always all good. But it's like I get to a point sometimes where I'm like, okay, I've done this like 100 times. When you grew up and you was always at somebody's house and we was always drinks and bottles and we doing all these things. I've done this so many times that now I'm just like, yeah, I'm at the stage in my life where
You old
the
man status.
house, it feels weird to say, but you know what? It's kind of true. Yeah, it's kind of true. I hate it though. I hate it. But yeah, I'm comfortable, man. I'm comfortable when I get in the house,
So
but
what if somebody threw you a surprise party, like a big like hall party, like with the
I mean,
decorations?
oh no, I'll be cool with that. I'll be
Yeah.
cool. I mean, and at some point I will probably have a party just to say I've done it like once in my life. Maybe at 50 I'll do it. And 50 is a good number to do it. But yeah, yeah. Plus it's been so cold lately too. Y'all, most of the country probably knows it's been obscenely cold everywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if we would have had people over last weekend, even though last weekend it was kind of breaking out of it, but still, it's just been cold and snowy. And I'm just like, I'm cool on it. But again, the birthday was cool though for the most part.
That's
And
what's
then
up.
Valentine's Day was yesterday. So we wound up doing lunch, and then we went and had a couple drinks at the bar, just chilled. Did it during the day, just chilled. We always do a simpler Valentine's.
Okay. And then what about Valentine's evening?
Here you go. See, some things is all. To be honest, we both came home and kind of fell asleep at first. You do day drinking. You go get food and then start doing day drinking.
So
You
you need
kind
a
of fall
nap?
asleep. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, but yeah, that was about it. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a good Valentine's. It was a good birthday.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what's up, man. It was up. You definitely deserve it more than you kinda are willing to accept, but
yeah, yeah. Shout out to I know you was somebody you got to get up to Malloy's on a Friday, but shout out to Titan. Titan pulled up and he bought me a drink on Friday. So I mean, it's always. I'm never gonna turn down a drink or something. Somebody be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna get you a drink for your birthday," or
yeah.
something like that. I'm never really gonna turn that down. So shout out to
Titan
him
good
for
for
doing
that
that.
because he pulled up on me on that Tuesday at bar one or whatever and
Oh
got me
yeah,
2 drinks. He said, "'Cause I ain't gonna stay long, so I'm just get you 2 now." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. I say it all the time about Titan. He has always supported
yeah,
out of everybody I know, if you are doing something, he will pull up for your event or he gonna pull up for something that you're doing. So and not everybody's like that. So
no,
I
big
give him
shout
a
out to
ton
his
of
I remember I was doing the
yeah,
car wash and he pulled up to get his car wash or whatever. And yeah, he definitely his pull-up game is strong, so
yeah,
shout out to you,
yeah,
tight man.
yeah. Um,
Where your drink at?
damn, I got one here. Got a little
Okay.
Jameson and ginger ale.
Okay. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Wait a minute."
yeah. Um, damn, it's about to be something else I was about to say, but I don't know. We'll keep it moving. But I feel like it was one more thing I wanted to say in that area.
Black Heritage Month.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we can go ahead and transition. You talking about Black Heritage Month since you don't like to say Black History Month, but
No,
I
because it's
agree
like
with you.
history is something that's past. I'm still black every day. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
I think our heritage is a more beautiful focus than our history because yes, we have had a very ugly history, and then the conversations and the words of victim mentality gets thrown around. I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, those things happen to us. Yes, we do want to be informed. No, we don't want to stay in that, place or whatever. However, like to be black in America in 2026 is something to be celebrated. So yeah, I like heritage more like history. And it's like
Okay.
any other ethnicity or, race doesn't say history. They say heritage. So why we gotta have history?
Hmm. Yeah, and they steady trying to erase that from how it is right now and take it out
And
the
think about how
schools
easy
and
it's gonna be because all of the people who actually lived through that history, who knows that history personally, who lived through summer '67, who you know what I'm saying? Like all those people who
mhm.
actually experienced what they're trying to bury is pretty much on their way out, if not
Yeah, I
already
mean
out.
they're older. They're
And
older. I mean,
they're getting rid of books. So all
hmm
of the, facts, whatever, they are already narrating Google. So there's only so much you can research with validity.
yeah, they're trying to act like that whole period of time didn't exist. And we say on the pod all the time. I remember I think Dev was said a lot of times where it's like, like if you don't go back to even just, the civil rights era, I mean, that was our grandparents' time.
Yes. It's not that far off.
My dad is 70 years old. That was like the end of that civil rights period time. My dad is 70, yeah.
All right.
Well, no, my
Sorry.
dad is actually about to be I think he's about to be 72 next month if my math is right.
Ooh,
Um,
my mom's
you know, so
72.
it's like there's all this stuff is only like just for some people it's only one generation removed, not even two. And this
Yeah.
is like it. And I'll watch stuff all the time. People laugh at me because I like documentaries and stuff. But I
Yes.
watch these things. Like when MLK Day passed, I watch these different documentaries, and you watch these people in the crowd and their reactions. These white people, and I just be looking like because this was these people are some of these people are still alive today. I think sometimes like the people that are still alive today, do their kids or their grandkids ever see like a video or something and they look at it like, oh, that's granddad who was sitting out there spitting at some black child who was just trying to go to school,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, some of these people, because they're in their 60s, some of these people still work. Some of these people are sitting in offices
Yeah,
with
but listen, I'm gonna say the
with
mayor's
us.
office, like the police
Yeah,
department, like it's a
they're
lot
still
of
sitting there,
man.
which is why
Whew.
they're working so hard to erase the stuff that they have done in the past. And so, um, I don't know. It's just, but I do like that you say it's more like heritage. It's just you got to, but you do still have to acknowledge the past. We still have to talk
No,
about what happened
absolutely.
in the past and teach
Absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely.
And maybe too much of that is going by the wayside today because, like you said, our elders are leaving us, and because we don't pick up the baton and be like, okay, we got to learn about more things. I do wish I'd have sat down because at this point now, all of my grandparents are gone. So I do wish I would have sat down a little bit more and been like,
Picking their
you
brain
know,
about stuff, yeah.
yeah, had conversations about things, and you see people say it a lot and you don't really think about it, and then you look up and they're gone. And my grandmother on my mom's side, she grew up in the South, and my mom was actually born in Mississippi before they moved up here, and so I know that she had to work for white people and she was like that movie The Help. She was one of
Yeah,
those type of people, cleaning people's houses and all of that type of stuff. But to talk about more experiences, I wish I would have got more firsthand knowledge of those things.
I think because there is, and it just hit me. I think because there is such a disconnect between the people that are living in today's world and the connection with their family who lived in those times. I think that also is another way that we've been able to be successfully divided and not seen with value. Because if
Mm,
you knew all of what they had to endure, you would probably cling to your black brother, your black sister a lot tighter, in
probably,
my opinion. Like you would
probably.
value them more because we are all the product of their dreams.
Hmm.
Like this mental health, like trend or whatever. Like that wasn't talked about at all when they was
No,
growing up.
and
Like my mom
they
again,
didn't
she's
think
my
about
mom is
any of that.
72. So she was born in 53. Her mother was born in 1910. I never met my grandmother from her because my grandparents who made my mom were 45 and 53 having her. So my grandmother passed away when my mom was 23. For me to be almost 40 and still have my mom, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Hmm.
However, it's like I think if we spent more time with our family, we would value our neighbors. We would value those people who are close to us and look like us. And I think that's where the trouble in the home kind of like is stirred the pot, whatever, from social media and just different outside influences or whatever. Like I said before the pod or whatever, like me and my sister is actually coming to a good space now, whatever, to where, maybe my nephew would be a little bit more present and would, kind of say like, oh no, my aunt is a big deal. Like she's doing stand up, she's just that, whatever. Like my nephew doesn't even know the magnitude, you know what I'm saying, of my
Hmm.
impact and comedy, like in Cleveland, let alone across like these states, whatever. Like I really am like the never mind, we ain't gonna talk about it. But I really am about to be Black heritage for my nephew and my family to be like, oh yeah, that's so and so. Like I'm related to her. I know her. I'm connected to her.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost like this month it should be no shade like against anybody of our culture. Like to see that people celebrate the betrayal to a black woman, Cardi B, is insane to me right now. Like for people to be
Hmm.
celebrating anything
So is that even
like
true?
negativity, like any type of negativity towards a black person in this month is insane to me.
But the negativity wins, which allows me to transition into one of these next 2 points where,
Mhm,
um, you're talking about family and things like that. Um, and I hate it for Black culture because I think both of these topics are two things that are really kind of messing up the Black. I don't know, the family, because especially, well, the first one I'll talk about with Glorilla, not her as much, well, not
mhm,
the Black family, because I don't think it happens as much. But we'll talk about that. But then the other one is just the Cam Newton thing. But
mhm.
like the Glorilla thing came out. What was that, about maybe a week ago now?
Yeah, at
Maybe a
least,
little
at
bit more
least.
than a week ago, where her sister, from what I can see of it, because I try to not dive into a lot of this stuff, but her
Yeah,
sister is acting like she's upset because, I guess, because she doesn't feel like Glorilla does enough for the family. I guess is what I'm taking on. Like their mom still works. Um, I think from what I heard, she's like one of 10 kids, right? Is that right?
yep,
10? It's a lot of
mhm,
people. And so the sister has been everywhere talking and going live and on Twitters and all types of things and just talking and shitting on Glorilla. So first and foremost, we're not in the family, so we don't know what's going on. Um,
and recently, Glorilla went live and actually talked to her parents on the phone, and, like, her parents' take on it is very vastly different than her sister's. Like, her
mhm.
parents still appreciate her and everything that she does for her parents. It's just that from what I'm getting, her sister feels like she should be taken care of fully by Glorilla. Like, "You have enough money to support me fully. I shouldn't e" like, she was talking about quitting her job and all type of I'm like, "Why would you quit your job because your sister is like,
So
cause
again,
no.
yeah, yeah. Again, it's the topics. One of those topics to me that's just for the Black community. It's killing people because it's just like, why do you feel like why do you feel like someone in your family gets on and now everybody don't have to work? And also, I think it's real disingenuous on her sister's part because I think she's doing it for more so for like clout. She
Oh, for
can get
sure,
on
for sure,
she
for
can get on
sure.
social media and now more people are gonna follow her. And if you get more followers,
Drama.
now you get that name
Yeah.
for yourself and now you get more money coming to you because of
Mhm.
whatever else.
People wanna know the
Um,
tea and wanna know her biggest,
yeah,
darkest secret.
yeah.
Like,
So now
yeah,
you
what she
get
don't
paid
talk
to come
about,
on
you gonna
shows.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's Glorilla's responsibility to retire everybody in her family. I don't think she's made enough money to
I don't
even
think she's
come
been here
close.
long enough. Her she's just now building her legacy. Like, she's
That's what
in
I'm
the,
saying.
like,
She hasn't come
foundational
close enough.
stages
Not
because
even close enough to being able to
not
do it.
even.
It
Like,
it it takes a lot of money.
let her be in the game at least 20 years. I'm not gonna even say 10. Let her be in there 20 years to where it's stability and she has, what they call a residual income that she's living off of.
More than that, like, I mean, it don't to me, it don't take 20, but she needs to be able to do more things. The songs that she's made, which I like her as an artist,
Hmm.
she hasn't made enough to sit there and buy somebody a house and say, "You don't have to work again," because in today's day and age, things pass so fast. Um,
And
and
a lot of their money is advances. They
yeah,
actually have
and
to
so
fulfill contracts before.
you're paying back a lot of
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, and so
yeah,
she doesn't have, at least in my opinion, I don't think she has the money right now
yeah,
to sit there and retire anyway. Now, can she get you a nicer house? Maybe, maybe. Okay, but you probably still have to. Maybe she can't pay for it all cash. Maybe you got to pay something on it. Maybe she can get you a nice house, or maybe she can get you a nicer car. I don't think she's in a place. She's not an athlete with a guaranteed contract that you're
yep,
getting paid this
yep,
many millions every year. And a lot of those times, even those guys on those first contracts can't do it as much because it's the first contract. You got to
yep.
get to that second one and really get paid. She doesn't
Listen,
have guaranteed income coming in that she can sit there and look at her parents and be like, "Hey, y'all don't work," let alone 9 brothers and sisters. Like, that's insanity to me. I thought I just felt like it was I think it's her trying to find her 15 minutes of fame
yeah,
to talk about something.
unfortunately.
Yeah, which again is it's killing the structure of a black family in a sense where you do have somebody with money. And then but I was gonna ask you too, do you feel like, what do you think the responsibility is for someone who gets it on, who makes it, who does get on?
I'm gonna be honest
Let's
because I've seen
let's
this.
let's say you become a touring comedian that's making a really good amount of money. Like, what you is
Mhm.
it your responsibility then to go and take care of every single person in your family?
So it's crazy because I was just thinking about this. I seen it not too long ago, like where the IG page I'm from Cleveland was celebrating Steve Harvey.
Hmm.
And it was a lot of comments or whatever about how he shout Cleveland out, but he don't really mess with Cleveland like that. He hasn't been back. He don't give this and this and that, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll be honest with you. You remember who did and who didn't support you on your journey before you make it.
Hmm.
So if he was getting way more love in other cities and other places that he was going versus his own town, I would definitely rep my city, but I don't know how much I would really be like giving back to it when I made it
Or
because of other places, if that makes
yeah,
sense. So
or find a way to be kind of more selective in your ways of giving back in a sense.
yeah, oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think I feel that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like if, for example, I have people who only know me from comedy, who support me more than people who I went to school with, people I'm related to, people I work with. Like I have people who only know me from comedy be way more supportive because that's all they know is that
Hmm.
Ulysses the comedian. Because I
Hmm.
think familiarity plays into a part too when it comes down to respect.
Most
And
stuff.
it's like it took my sister 7 years to come to a show. Seven
Hmm.
years of my career as a comic. It took her 7 years. Mind you, during the beginning stages, I actually did a show that was walking distance from her house. She still was late and missed my set.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like when I think about who has supported me in my career and my career taking off, I literally have a mental note in my head of who really, even if it wasn't coming to my shows, even if you just checked up on me out while I'm off the stage, just make sure that my personal life was cool. I remember everything that people do and don't do. And
Hmm.
I would like to say that I'm way more approachable if people were to need me in any kind of capacity that I would show up for them. You know what I'm saying? Because the same way I kind of remember who do and who don't, I don't ever want somebody to think about how you at least don't mess with me. And I really do. I just am not aware or I'm not, you know what I'm saying, in the known of what you got going on because I can look at some of my conversations with people and see it's always me inviting them to stuff.
Mhm.
However, it's never them trying to get me like, okay, well, I can't come to a show, but like come around my house, whatever. I throw an extra piece of fish in the grease for you and I'm cooking or whatever. Like, just come on, we can have a glass of wine, sit on the couch and catch up, this and that. It's like it's ways in which these adult exchanges can work. And I don't think a lot of people have the capacity or know how or awareness to think win-win. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it, you can't come to a show. Well, when can we link? You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you didn't have social media. Like,
Mhm.
I remember my house was the kick it because my parents was always having barbecues and all type of stuff, whatever functions at the house. That was the social media. Like, I can say, like, in comparison to social media at my house, if I was to put it in social media reference, was probably the shade room. Because
Mhm.
any and everybody from our families, you know, whether it was related or friends, whatever, was always at our house. So, I mean, that plays a huge part in how when you make it, who you take with you.
Yeah. You ain't gonna get no arguments from me on that. I mean, I feel like as a child, if you make it, or even if you want to equate it to hitting the lottery or something, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
one of those
anything.
things where
Anything
where
that you ship a tax bracket.
yeah, yeah, you know, you to me, it's like, yeah, all right, you could take care of your parents, um, but even that has limits because you know what kind of upbringing did you have? You know what I'm saying? Did were your parents like legitimately shitty to you? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Because at times stuff like that happens. And so if that was the case, then would you want to do something with them? I mean, like it's there's so many factors that go into it, but I don't think there's ever a responsibility for someone to sit there to say you have to take care of somebody. Um, and, you know, of course, every situation to be different. Like if I got on right now, yeah, my parents, cool. You know you good. You know, I mean, every then you start being like, okay, then you start putting levels and tiers on
oh,
stuff.
yeah, 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 for sure.
I'm
It's a
I can't
hierarchy.
I can't retire you, but hey, maybe here's enough money to wipe out all your credit debt. You know, so or wipe out all your debt. So now you got a clean slate to work with. Now what you do is
Yep,
your responsibility at this
yep,
point. Now I can't go buy you a brand new house and car and you ain't got to work, but hey, you ain't got these people on your ass no more. You know what I'm saying?
and
So clean slate
my
for you.
friend, she tells me all the time, she said, "When I hit the lottery, I'm not giving you no lump sum of money. I already know how you get down. I'm gonna give you an allowance, and I'm gonna make sure that you get this allowance every month." Like, she gonna set me up like that to where I get an allowance. She said, "I'm gonna buy you a house, and I'm gonna have somebody decorate it or whatever, because she love decoration. I'm gonna buy you a house, but I'm gonna decorate it. Like, you can
Mhm.
live in this house, but I'm gonna decorate it."
Mhm.
Cool. Like, some people be like, "Well, why you get to decorate it?" I wouldn't have nothing to decorate if you didn't give it to me. So why would I argue about you decorating now? Like, it comes down to like those different, like, I guess, perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if somebody do something for me that didn't have to, I'm grateful for whatever. Like, I was over my sister's house and I heard the ice cream truck. Her husband asked me if I wanted anything. And I said, "Can you give me a bomb pop?" So, like, bomb pops. So he comes back and he has like a Flintstone push-up pop. He said they ain't had no bomb pops, but they had this. And I was like, "Okay, cool, thank you." He said, "That's why I fuck with you," and pulls the bomb pop out of his daggone pocket. He said, "Because it's people that have been like, no, I'm cool," or, you know what I'm saying, being
Mhm.
upset about whatever, but you were still grateful. Like, I really am like that. Like,
Mhm.
the gesture, the thought, like sometimes even just saying, "Hey, man, I was gonna do XYZ, but it kind of fell through on my part and this happened. And just the fact that you thought about me, I was
Yeah.
considered is like an impact for me."
Yeah.
But
No,
everybody
I
not
get
like
it.
that. Everybody's not like that at all. And it's so sad because it's like you could do something for somebody and you think they're gonna be all excited and that, but and I think that's a big part of the reason why a lot of people don't get what they want because the people that they would do stuff for would not give them the reaction or response. So God is really protecting you from that. I
Hmm.
really do think that because
I get that.
think about like you hitting the lottery and you show up to your brothers and like you got like a mini cul-de-sac and you got a house, it's already furnished or whatever, and you just say, "Hey, meet me for coffee," and then you just put the keys on the daggone table, and they're like, "What is these?" Your new house, your new car, and they get there and it's just like Kanye West shoulder shrug. You
Yeah.
would beat ass immediately. Like, oh no. So I
Yeah.
think a lot of
Yeah.
times when we think about what we want to do for other people, God is like, no, I don't think you want to have that experience because I
Mhm.
don't think you're strong enough to receive the latter of what you expect their reaction to be. And I
Mhm.
think like the biggest thing and the biggest sacrifice, and I learned this too, like a couple weeks ago, is putting yourself first. Like I really do think that as much as you want to do for other people around you, and as much as you want to be there and to be a support and to be that person to kind of lock arms with and just run them across the finish line, you got to be
Nah.
selfish. You got to do it first. You got to get there first and let everybody have your
Nah.
overflow. You can't pour from your cup. You got to let people have your overflow.
There are situations in life where you do have to be selfish, and
Hmm.
people don't like to be realistic, I think, and accept that. Um, but it's like if
Because
there's
who
a
wants to be the villain?
it's
Nobody want to be the bad guy.
I mean, it's just like because there comes a point where you gonna take yourself out doing for others, and
Mm.
it's a reason why when you're on a plane, they tell you in the case of
I
emergency,
use that
put
example
your
all the time.
put your mask on first before you help other people, man.
Yes,
There's a reason for it because if you can't take care of yourself first,
you are a liability.
you ain't gonna be good for nobody else. I think that's one of them things I'm learning as I get older too. That um, even if it's gonna piss somebody off sometimes, you know, it is what it is because it's there's a level of responsibility that comes with being an adult and being in the position of being like a parent or a provider or things like that. But there comes a time that you got to say, no, I can't go. I can't do this or whatever because you have to protect your sanity. And no matter what people say, family, everybody else or whatever, look, if you get out of here for something because you didn't stress yourself out or whatever, I'm not saying people wouldn't mourn you or anything like that, but them lives are going to keep going. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the only thing that's
You're gonna
gonna
be a
change is your
conversation
ass is
for
gonna
2
be out of
weeks.
here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like so. There comes a point in life that you have to be somewhat selfish.
Mm.
Now, how you do it or how it happens is a totally different conversation. But there comes a point you have to be selfish because again, at some point you ain't gonna be here because you'll stress yourself out.
And
So,
I'm just starting to realize, like, go where you celebrate, not where you tolerate it. E.T., the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas, whatever said all the time, and I'm really understanding, like, I really am not in the space of spread myself thin for people who didn't even consider me. Like, this is the crazy part about it. I gotta be honest. Okay, I'm gonna tell myself. My mom's birthday is December. My birthday is January. That dictates everybody's space with me for the year. Like when I say birthdays are that big, that literally is like that big. So if
mhm,
you didn't come out to celebrate my mom or you didn't wish her happy birthday, you didn't take 2 seconds to acknowledge that she just made it another year, myself included on in January, I know where you are for that year. Like, so
mhm,
my birthday just passed. You came out, you seen a few people that came out, and I get it. Like, it's the
mhm,
wintertime, it's right after the holidays, right before tax season. I understand completely where my birthday falls. However, it was great weather. I think it was like in the 50s. It wasn't even that cold, no snow on the ground.
that night that I pulled up, it wasn't cold. It
No,
wasn't free. Hell, it wasn't like it's been the last 3 weeks.
no, it was not.
Yeah.
So I take
And
in
it wasn't
all
no
that.
snow on the ground. Yeah, it was I remember
No, it
pulling
was
up that
nice.
night.
It was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
that big ass fur and was sweating.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, you was
So,
out there looking like Frank Lucas. Yeah, yeah.
Francesca Lucas, thank you.
Okay.
But but I take that because like even 2020 when COVID hit, my birthday again, it was really nice out that year, and my birthday's in January. COVID shut down the world in March. And I remember
Mhm,
posting this thing. I was like, see, if y'all would have came out and celebrated my birthday, y'all could have had a good time outside in 2020. But I'm just saying, like,
mhm.
I remember all the things. Who comes to my shows? Who shares? I'm in a competition right now. Who shares my link or whatever so people can vote? I remember everything that people do to me because like I said, I don't ask for much. So when I
Mhm.
do say it and people actually do, I remember all that stuff or whatever. Like I remember everything people do and don't do for me because like just me showing up has impacted people's life in a way that I can never water down. So if a person that I can do nothing for values me showing up, and I do a lot of stuff for this person,
Oh, no, it's gotta
re-
even out at some point.
reciprocity. Reciprocity is
Yeah,
literally one of my vocabulary words for the rest of my life.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Especially when you ask me for shit. Like, how do you ask me to do stuff and you have never done the free shit for me?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
understand it. I'm not stingy, I'm not selfish, but it gotta make sense because it's very manipulative for you to ride the title you hold with me and not do the job connected with title. Oh, this my friend is, but have you been a friend to me? Have you?
yeah. You gotta understand the world and people are full of a lot of things, and not the least of them is, audacity.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
people
Never in
gon'
short
people
supply.
nah, people always gonna do that. So, another thing that I think is that this is one of those conversations, this next one is one of those topics that I think is really killing the Black community when it comes to what people
Uh-oh.
talk about. It goes up there with 50 going 50-50 and first dates and who should make plates and all those types of things. To me, it goes in that bucket of things.
Oh my
But
god. I
so
can't.
you haven't seen the Cam Newton thing that's been out for the last
No, I have
I
not.
guess week. So I know it was a clip from his pod where I initially saw it, and I forgive me, I don't know the guy's name that was on there, but Cam was basically saying on the show that he doesn't have any women around him. He can't have any women around him that are attractive because he's gonna try to have sex with them, basically. Um, and so the guy was trying to ask him, like, well, that means you don't have like no platonic friends. And I know Cam kept saying platonic again, which is irritating a lot of people. So it's irritating my soul,
Yeah.
platonic. But and he was just like, no. So he's like, basically, I mean, because it's like you work with women. Cam does the show on BET, I think it is, where I think Ashley Nicole Moss. Um, and it's like most people will call her attractive, most guys, and it's just like, so you mean to tell me that is it just because you work with her that's the only reason you're around her, or whatever? It's just his biggest thing was, I think his words were he going to if they're around him at some point he's going to try to stab. And that was his words. Um, which is probably a little product. I know I've saw people in the comments about how that's so problematic too. How men obviously equate sex to like this physical, like violent type of thing. But that's neither here. That's a conversation for another time. Um, and I don't know. I felt like when I was thinking about the whole topic as a whole, like a part of me wanted to give Cam a little bit of credit to be like, hey, um, not wanting to be in positions where you kind of put yourself in a whatever type of position where something can happen, somebody want to accuse you of whatever. Part of me wanted to try to give him that credit, but then the adult side of me was just like, you can't tell me that you get to these again, like people say, this big old age, and you can't tell me that you can't have anyone around you that's attractive just because you gonna want to hit. Like I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a grown ass married man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got married or I got old and I got blind or dumb or something. Everybody for the rest of their life is always gonna see someone that they're attracted to, no matter what. It's just, do you have the self control to not act on these things? And if you're gonna sit here and say as a grown man that you can't have a woman around you because you're gonna try to fuck, it's insane. And basically, you're saying that you have no self control. And there are a lot of men. It's like, okay, well, I'm trying to think the argument that they were trying to make, where it's like at least he's self aware enough to know, things like that. But that's not. I don't consider that to be full self
No.
awareness. I, I I I just don't. I mean, I'm able to have people around me, attractive, not attractive, or what. It doesn't even matter. Over our whole years of doing this podcast, I say this all the time. Women came up there all the time and worked with us, and they always said the same thing. We love coming to y'all studio. We love coming to work because We can just come work. Y'all ain't sitting here trying to do extra stuff. Y'all ain't trying to fuck or nothing like that. We just here to work. If you can't have self-control, I I I'm not gonna celebrate you saying I just won't have you around me. Nah. Nah, I just I couldn't get on his side for it. So that's been a real big topic this week. And I don't know if I'm missing the point or anything, but I just felt like that was stupid for him.
Very. I'll be honest with you, like, that's the whole reason why I came on to DMST, if I could be honest. And if you think about it, when we went to Houston, I'm sleeping in a
Mhm.
house full of men.
Mhm.
When your bachelor party came, I was the only female invited to your bachelor party. Like, it's totally doable. But again, it comes down to
Mhm.
self discipline, self control. I had somebody slide of my DMs because I had posted um the first picture from the pot of R&B or whatever with me sitting like Rihanna with the dress between my legs or whatever. And this guy, I want to say that he was being genuinely like curious, was asking, why do women post pictures like this, knowing that men are gonna immediately think about sex? Why does a woman and I'll be honest with you, why does a woman have to be mindful to that level of how she covers herself or doesn't cover herself because there are men that won't be able to control themselves? That sounds insane to me. Because if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
when I was in college, I was covered up. Like so much so that they thought the headscarf I would always wear was a part of my religion. Like I was literally asked,
Mhm.
like, I've seen a hijab, but what is that? Like what? Because I wore it that much, and I remember walking past the
Mhm.
football table and they saying like, I don't know why you wear all those baggy clothes. We can see right through that. It doesn't matter how a woman comes out the house; she is going
Mhm.
to be sexualized by somebody who lacks self control, self discipline. Like the whole
Yeah.
bonnets
Yeah.
and pajamas things, or whatever. Like people still will hit on a woman that looks like that. People will
Yeah, they
still.
can come outside no matter what.
It
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that y'all have not y'all, you but certain men have become so comfortable with lacking self-control and self-discipline that they try to adjust the world versus them adjusting themselves. And that's where it gets
Mhm.
ugly. Like
Mhm.
it should not have to be on somebody else's responsibility for you not to act a certain type of way. As long as I'm not talking to you
Mhm.
crazy or put my hands on you, I shouldn't have to shift my existence for you to be okay
Yeah.
with it.
Mhm.
It's crazy to me. But we are now in that space where that's a thing. Like, why is she wearing that? If she's too covered up, oh, she's a bum. She's this and that. She's not presentable. If she's too this and that, whatever. Oh, she thinks she like. It doesn't matter what a woman decides or how she presents herself. It's going to be a problem either way. Either way it goes.
Mhm.
If she's articulate,
Mhm.
she got an attitude. How she got attitude? Because she won't let you play with her. Like it's just it's crazy to me. Like I think that some men are more delusional than they try to project women to be. And I'll be
Men
honest.
are yeah, and then with this topic too, I so Cam is a person who what is Cam about 6'6", obviously 200 plus pounds, football
Mm-hmm.
player,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I ain't trying to say the man's attractive or nothing like that, but I'm smart enough to know that a lot of women probably find that man attractive. Okay, bet. Cam comes from a world of being an athlete. He's been an athlete since probably obviously a kid. He's grown up junior high, high school, probably star athlete. Hell, he went to Alabama first, so obviously you were a top athlete. You know what I'm saying? Then you transfer to Auburn and you win a national championship. You go to the NFL. You are MVP in the NFL. You've played in the Super Bowl. Cam ain't used to women telling him no. That's my point. Was saying like he ain't used to women telling him no. So for him mentally, a part of me could probably understand why he'd be like, yo, I don't want to be in a room with someone who's attractive, so I'm gonna try. And then in his mind, he probably can't even handle the fact that, hey, maybe she don't want to be with me. Maybe she gonna tell me no. But again, it still all comes back to even when I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, it still comes back to the fact that
You too
you still
grown to
can't
be
control
acting like that.
yourself. And you too grown. Like you can't control yourself. Like you mean to tell me all these people in the world who are spectacular, smart women that could probably do something for you business wise or whatever. Again, No, I'm a
grow
married
you,
man, but
all
I'm
that.
not. I'm not blind or anything like that. I see conversations. I've seen people talk about the lady who was the agent for Jalen Hurts. You know, so you mean, and she does good deals, and I think she has other top notch athletes and things like that. You mean to tell me that you couldn't do business with her, who could probably bring you more money for different things, open up other avenues for you, or bring other deals to you, but you can't work with her because she's attractive, and she would be like, nah, mm-mm. This is peak
Men's
level
ego is crazy.
insanity.
Men's ego
Peak
is
level
crazy
insanity.
for real. And it's like, I think that's where a successful woman is a turn off because men a lot of times project how they would maneuver in that space if they were on that level of success on how that woman present. Like, I really do think that a lot of times when men think about a woman's singleness, they mirror it to theirs. Like, I'm not out here, doing any and everything with any and everybody, whatever. That's what you do when you single. I don't do that. Like, when I
Mm,
really genuinely have a good connection with somebody or whatever, like I said, I don't have to involve intimacy with everybody I cross paths with. That's opposite sex for me. It's just it's like that's not our wiring. Like, if I have a whole bunch
mhm,
of money, doesn't mean that once we get together, Imma cheat on you. Even though if you had a whole bunch of money, you would have multiple women because you have a whole lot of money. But then complain that people are using you. What the huh?
mhm.
You get into these different things and expect it to be a certain type of way, and then when it's not, you're the victim. How? I don't
Nah,
like I
I'm
said,
I'm
I think men are a little bit more delusional than they project women to be. And I just gotta be honest about that because it's not a man that could try to help me sell out shows and big up my career, and I would push back on him doing that, but a man would. A man doesn't really want his woman to really like give him that momentum to spearhead anything that he said he wanted to do. So then I have to wait
mm,
on you to actually have the motivation and discipline and the want, like, I have to wait for that to be a thing for you, for those stars to align, for you to be to the potential of where I've already like, that's why a lot of women are not waiting. They're not. Like, that's why
yeah.
a lot of women are pursuing the finished product. You don't y'all have kind of villainized a woman's help, but then be mad because she got her hand out. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
That's the that last thing you said right there is probably it's so big that but it'll go over a lot of people's heads because people always want to listen to stuff and point and say why something's wrong or why something's right instead of just listening. But like you said, if you help and we again we say men or women or whatever, we're not speaking about everyone. Obviously that should make sense to
Oh, yeah,
most
for
people.
sure.
But someone can sit there and try to help you and you don't want it. But then you also don't like the person, like you said, that has their hand out. So it's like, which one do you want? I remember when we were doing a regular pod, and there was I always used this story where it was, and I forget the lady that was. It was during the time that after Angela Yee had left the Breakfast Club, and they had people in there, yeah, doing a lot of different stuff. But it was the lady that was on the show that was talking about. Oh, she's like a lawyer or something. I can't remember her name, but she was talking about the bus driver, and she didn't want a bus driver. Um, like if a guy tried to talk to her, he was a bus driver. Like she didn't say she wouldn't talk like she wouldn't want to date him, but she would rather date the person who owns the company or
Was it
something
B.
like that.
Simone?
And no, hell, no, no, no. It was a lady who
Okay.
was a lawyer. And
Oh, okay, okay.
she used to actually host with them sometimes. And now it wasn't the first name that always come to mind is Claudia Disson, but it wasn't her. And it'll come back to me at some point. But anyway, and because we actually talked about it on the pod, and I felt like I understood what she was saying because to me it felt like she sees something in the guy that says you don't just have to be the bus driver, like you actually have the potential to own this company. And like, so I feel like I should be a person that can help you or push you to want to own it. And everybody's argument just was like, well, what's wrong with a bus driver? What's wrong with a bus? She never said it was anything wrong with a bus driver.
I think I remember that conversation. I don't remember the
She
lady
was
yet.
basically saying, he was basically saying, but there's more in you to get to. And I just don't, I don't understand. I, I have this thing where people like to settle for mediocrity.
Yeah,
And if there's
it's
someone in your
safe.
corner
It's
that's
familiar.
if there's someone in your corner that's pushing you saying, "Hey, you could be a better person," why is that being bashed? I mean, legitimately, why is that being bashed? If somebody's looking at you saying, "Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but you could be doing more." And I hate let's put it like that. I hate that. I hate when people sit there and act like this level is all to get to. When I can look at you and be like, "Nah, you might be at level 3, but you could be at level 5 with just a little bit of work, but you don't want to
Because
work."
accountability and
So,
responsibility, people shy away from that. Because now, again, when you know better, you're expected to do better. So now you've made me aware, and I don't want you around me. Because now that you have
mhm,
put me on this pedestal, if I don't ever arrive there, I'm a failure in your eyes because you see me to be so much more. So let me get rid of you, and I can be comfortable and content with mediocrity.
mediocrity
Yeah,
drives me insane.
and people don't
Drives me
understand.
insane.
Like
All right. No, no, go.
more people have a fear of success than they do failure. I say this all the time. Because people will
Hmm.
self sabotage just to initiate the
Not
recovery of
have
a failure
not have to
because
deal with the fact
they
that you
feel like
actually made
the
it.
comeback is more revitalizing than them actually succeeding and falling from grace. No, let me come up. The fall is way more damaging than the rebound to most people's mentality. So I would
Hmm.
rather sabotage this and have a comeback and recover than for me to experience that fall from grace, not knowing if I can ever get back up there again. But
Okay,
you
I get
can.
that. Yeah.
If you've done it before, you could definitely get back up there again. Probably further, because now you know how to get to that
Mhm,
point. You probably can go further.
mhm.
And it's like people don't realize like if you stay even keel, if you never have ups and downs, if you never have ups and downs, even keel, flatlining is death. Flatlining is to stay here is death. You have to have the ups and downs of life.
Mhm.
That means your heart working.
Because you don't get because if you have an ups and downs, that means you're actually moving. If you flatlining, your ass is just sitting there.
Yeah. And people don't understand that they
Mhm.
are, and I think once people detach their self validation from other people is when they actually start to grow. When they actually start to be like, okay, doesn't matter what Brainstorm says, doesn't matter what this person. And I literally, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit in my set too. I said, be mindful of the people who always have doubt or something negative to say in response to you talking about what you want for yourself. Like I was talking to
Yeah.
somebody and I said, you know what, my dream job is just to get paid to be who I am. That's my dream job, to be paid to be who I am. 'Cause I think who I am is dope. Like I'm funny, I'm very motivating, I can pour into people, I have a niche for that, whatever. Like if I could just be paid to be who I am, that'd be my dream job. And they said that'll never happen.
So here's a
Now,
question for you.
so this is the thing. I know that people's initial exposure to things that's unfamiliar is fear. And so to protect themselves, they doubt immediately, initially. I get that part of it. But once the initial response and then you start talking yourself into doubting something and it has nothing to do with you, I gotta get away from you. I gotta get away from you. I'll never talk to you again about something that has to do something with me. Because of me
Yeah.
wanting something for myself that's only gonna benefit me, that's only gonna help me, that's only gonna build me up, has that type of reaction and response from you, I gotta get away from you. I gotta get away from you. I will never talk to you about nothing
Okay.
because I don't want none of that bad energy, none of that bad thought process, none of that bad perspective, whatever, to interfere with me getting to that point. And I had to, I don't want to call it a jab, but I kind of had to chin check it because it's like when I thought about it, when they said that that'll never happen, I was like, I do stand up and get paid for stand up. So essentially, it's been happening. I'm being myself on
Mhm,
stage, so I'm
mhm.
already doing it. And I have to think about it because like, I'm like, that'll never happen. Like who? The
Yeah,
Why is that the reaction or response when it's something about me? I didn't say anything about you. Got to get away.
yeah. Let me ask you a question. So which is worse in your opinion? A person that won't support, won't show up and support, or the person like you said, you try to share your thing with them and they shit on it and they negative about it?
That second one.
Because I got my answer for it. Me too. That's what I
That's
said too.
that
Yeah,
second one.
because you know what?
Because somebody who don't
That
support,
second one is just
you
all
not
negativity.
interfering and muddy in the water. Something like you're just absent. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? My tribe will find me. So you're replaceable. And I
Uh
hate to
huh.
say it like that, but you're
Uh huh.
replaceable because people who fuck with me, people who like see me, see my value, they gonna gravitate to me. So I'm cool with that. But somebody who close to you
Mm-hmm.
that's doubting you in real time, you gotta get away from them. No, you can't
Yeah,
be
I don't
next
need
to
that
me.
negativity in my life. Yeah,
Because how
by
come you
far
don't see
that's the
this?
worst.
How come
Yep.
you don't see something positive for yourself? And that's what I think about. Like I'm talking about something for me. You doubt my stuff because you have not thought about what's best for you and what you want and what you like. Dream killers. I'm cool.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can be realistic.
Definitely.
I get
Yep.
it.
I agree with you
Be
100%.
logical. Be realistic. We live in a real world, and it's not a fair. But somebody dreamt about the cell phone, and then their dream became a thing that we use daily, hourly, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody dreamt about a cell phone.
Yeah. S- Somebody thought that, oh, I should be able to leave the house and still be able to call you.
So
When all we ever did was talk in the house on the phone with a cord attached to it.
every
And used to have a long
invention,
ass 100-foot cord so we could
man,
drag it
listen,
around the house. Yeah.
every invention was somebody's dream, and then they brought it to reality. So all this realistic shit, miss me with that, man. I hate it. I hate it. I
Mm-hmm.
hate it. If I say I want to go to the moon tomorrow, god damn it, you better say we going. That's what I need around me.
Nah,
What I gotta
nah,
pack.
nah. I'm not going to the moon with you. I'm not going
That's
to the moon with
cool.
you. No,
Somebody is.
nope, nope. I
I listen.
I don't want to go
But
to the
think
moon.
about it. But think about it. But think this out. But think about this. When we say the moon, let's put it in real perspective. I say I want to go to the moon
Yeah, yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and you said you weren't going with me, right? Who is
Yeah.
deja vu? So think about how Harriet said, "I'm about to take people to the north." Think about how many people said that they weren't going with her, and she came back again, and
Yeah.
she came
Oh
back
yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and she came
yeah,
back again.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, cool. It's people. And David Banner, shout out to David Banner. He said it the best. Everybody don't want freedom. Some people just want their turn with the whip. Trust me, the people who went to
Mm-hmm.
the north got a bloodline. The people who was content on the porch got a bloodline. Just because
They
they
want
look like us
like
don't
got
mean like
about
they
her.
move like us, man. I'm telling you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I said it today, bro. Before we leave this earth, I bet you we go to the moon, and I'm gonna take you with me. I'm gonna wait till my fifth trip. I'm gonna wait till my fifth trip, so that way you know, hey, I've been there back and back and back. I've been there, bro. Come on, this is my fifth time. Let's go.
I feel you. I feel you. All right, so let me ask you. You said before the show you've been having epiphanies.
Yeah.
Let me know some of your
Okay, so
epiphanies you've been having.
Valentine's Day was yesterday. And I was just, thinking like this, coming up, I think it was like the end of January, maybe beginning of this month. But I was just thinking like, and you self-reflect a lot of times when you think about what you want and why you don't have it. So I was just thinking about like a lot of my past relationships, and I was like, I had this epiphany that the next time that I date, he has to be my best friend first. Like we can't even put a title, we can't even go exclusive until we establish that we're best friends. And I'm just being honest. Like, because I feel like those are the roots necessary for longevity. Because think about it, your best friend, you talk to them, you kick it with them, like you can be yourself. You ain't gotta have no wall up, you ain't gotta perform. It's not performative. Like that's just like that's
Mm-hmm.
your homie. That's like my nigga. Like I need it to be like that. Like I really need to be like that because I feel like what a lot of men don't take advice from their women. A lot of men don't really let their girlfriend or their fiance or their wife in like they would their friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I think being a man's friend brings trust, brings patience, brings understanding. And I want that exchange before I ever put a title on anything else. And I'll be honest with you. I feel like I also broke the code on dating. I don't think I'll ever have another boyfriend. Like, holla at me when you want a wife. I'll be a fiance. I will not be another girlfriend. Like, we gonna keep this open until you really ready to commit, like for real. Because I
I don't
feel
think
like
that's gonna work.
that, huh?
I don't think that's gonna work.
And that's cool. Then listen,
I don't
let me
think that's
cook.
gonna work.
Let me cook. So my thing is this.
All right, Glow. Come on, Glow.
Hold on, right? let me cook. And my thing is this, I feel like I want you to be here because you want to be here. I want you to
Mhm.
have the freedom to go anywhere else. And once you see and experience, damn, it's just not the same as it is with you lease, and you're here consistently. You do things because you want to be here, not because you're obligated. Because I'll be honest, anybody in a relationship that's a girlfriend or boyfriend dynamic, your emotions about that relationship change like the motherfucking wind, but you're already in it. So then you try to find ways, if you don't want to be in it no more, to sabotage and do all this other crazy stuff to get them out of their character and validate how you need to be out of here. All the mental acrobats, be here because you want to be here.
Mhm.
You can go and do whatever you want to do. And because honestly, I don't know if I'll even be intimate with that person. So if you need to go get your funky up with another female, go do that. We are not a relationship. You can do whatever you want to do. Flip side, I can do the same
Okay.
thing. So now you're making sure that while you're here and you want to be here, you're making sure that the exchange and the time that we spend is also just as impactful. That I don't want to go nowhere else. That I still want to be present. And there's no obligation. You do it because you want to do it. We here because we want to be here. And you don't get that attachment because of a title either. Like just knowing that one day this could be up and gone. You treat it differently versus, well, she my girlfriend, so she always gonna be there. And
So
once you make me your
so
fiance, you got 90
go ahead. Go
days.
ahead.
Once you
All
like
right.
make sure
Yeah,
you
you
propose to
being
me 90 days
okay.
before you ready
Okay.
to walk down the aisle. If I could have it like
Okay.
ideally, the same night that I proposed to is the same night as my wedding. No cold feet.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
What?
Ma'am.
I don't care.
Ma'am, you are
Listen, you
being a little
cannot tell me
outrageous.
what I asked for and what's for me. And speaking, no, I'm not letting you do that. I just talked to you about
No.
friends like that.
What you
Don't be one of them friends,
now I will say
Brainstorm.
this. No, 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 no. This is what I'm gonna say. People should want what they want and set whatever dynamics for what they want and go for it. That's the problem that people have a lot of times. It was funny, kind of in the same vein, but I saw a cat who's been on our show before, um, posted something about whatever it was about something that she didn't want with a guy or something, and then somebody had commented. It was a guy that commented on it. He's like, the problem with people is that they have these preferences, these preferences, and then they go look outside of them, or they talk about the people who don't have the same preferences as what they want. So basically, you need to sit there, or you need to do or look for the people who are into the same things that you're into. So if that's what you want for you, then you need to find somebody that's kind of on that same vein, that same weightlifter thinking. I was only saying that I don't think it's going to work, but I get what you're saying. I just the gist of saying, okay, I don't want to be a girlfriend anymore. It makes it seem like, okay, we're just going to go straight from being whatever we are to being fiance, and then you said after that it's 90 days on top of that. So it's just like I'm all for you. I'm all with you for maybe even keeping some things a little bit more open, because why do we have that guy? Why do we have to kind of have that type of commitment if we're not ready for that? I feel like it happens naturally though in time. And I feel like we put too much emphasis on labels sometimes to say that, hey,
That's what
we
I'm
are
saying.
this or we are here. So that's what I'm saying. I get that portion of it, because I feel like it happens naturally. Like you were saying, it's we get to a point where you're like, you know what? I really want to be with her, and I don't want to be with other people and all of these things. But I don't know. I don't know if you get there without having the mindset of taking one person more seriously. And again, I think it happens naturally. So again, maybe to your point, the labels don't need to be there. We don't have to sit there and say, but but even then, we don't we just don't have to jump into this relationship shit. I mean, like we don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I'm a girlfriend, I'm cutting everybody off or whatever. People just need
That's
to be adults
yeah,
sometimes. Just be a grown person who has dated in the past and be like, you know what? I've done this before. I'm taking my time on, but be upfront about it. That's the thing. If you're a guy and that's your point of view, be upfront about it. And if the lady isn't there for it, if she ain't down for it, then goddamn it, move on.
Leave her alone.
And if for a lady, if that's what you want, and the guy ain't gonna be down for it, or he wants you to not fuck around, but he gonna go fuck around, then don't talk to him anymore. People need to have their preferences or their expectations, like the guy said on her post yesterday, and then go find it. The problem is people don't want to go find it. They want to try to convert people to fit what they want.
No.
So for you,
Mm.
I don't want to shit on what you say. If that's what you want, then goddamn it, go for it. But don't try to put
And you better
what is it,
be
a square
and you
peg
better be at the
in a
wedding
round
when it
hole or
happens
something.
too. You better be at the wedding when it happens.
I'll be
I'm gonna
there.
say brainstorm is
I'll
going
be there.
down.
They don't throw rice no more, but I'll put some in my pocket to throw it. I mean, you know what I'm
Man,
saying?
listen,
I'll do that.
I'm gonna have people go to the liquor store and get the little mini bottle packages, and y'all gonna throw that. Throw the mini bottles just at our feet though. Don't try to hit us on the head. But no,
Yeah,
I'm
but
just being
no.
honest. Like,
I just
and
people
you gotta think about it. I get it. Fishing with a net versus a pole gets you a bigger catch. I get all of that. But I'm only going to marry one person. So I don't have the aspiration to be palatable and presentable and attractive to the multitudes. No, one person. So if you don't see me and you like,
yeah.
no, that's her, like that's the one I want, I'm not for you. And it's
But
like, and
see,
it's okay. I'm okay with it. Like people are so like, oh my God, you're about to be 40 and you I'm okay. I'm not on nobody else's timeline. I'm on nobody else's itinerary. This is me. And they say, like, for example, the golden rule when
okay.
dating is half your age plus 7. So with me almost being 40, essentially I could date somebody who is as a young as 27. I already have accepted that 9 times out of 10, my husband might be younger than me. Because a lot of guys my age and older have this stagnant mentality. I need a growth mindset. I need somebody who sees themselves as
Mhm.
ever evolving, ever elevating. And a lot of people are content because they survived all that young bullshit. So where they have survived it, they stable, they want to stay right here. They don't want to move. They don't want to do nothing else. They don't want to have nothing. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want no more kids. They don't want none of that. They want to be right here. I survived. I made it. I'm cool right here. That's not the person for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
But saying,
So another thing was with what you were saying. It's you know, I saw a post on Facebook yesterday, amazingly, but they were saying it was like a man wants to be able to see a wife in you before he makes you a wife. And I know somebody commented and said it's vice versa. I do think there's truth in it on both sides. And so if you're looking at it as that's why I was looking at it as if you're saying that it's open, we're doing our thing or whatever, it's how is someone supposed to see those qualities in you, the spousal qualities if we're just being so apart and keeping it so casual. But on the other side of the flip side of it is, you know,
we're
it
still
has to
spending
be
time. We still
tiring to
around
sit
each
there
other.
and yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's like, but are you going to, so again, are you going to do those things that would make you be like, oh, somebody would make a good wife or a good husband? Because it has to be tiring a lot of times to be in these relationships and everything else. And you are putting forth that effort and then the shit don't work, you know? So that's when it gets tough. That's why I'm glad I ain't in these goddamn dating streets no more. Shit is a headache and a half out there.
Yeah. Because a man wants you to do all the wifely things before he makes you a wife, yet there's no guarantee. There's no like, okay, if she shows me this, I'm going, you know, solidify the deal. Men
That's
are
dating, man.
naturally
That's dating.
predatory, unfortunately. And
Yeah,
it
but that's
takes a
that's
certain
dating
level of
though.
maturity and growth for you to be like, okay, let me shut this off. Because a man always thinks he can have better. Oh yeah, she good, and I got it. And then it's also that ego part of it with a man too, because it's like when they first met you and find out about you, and people hold you in such a high regard, and then he get with you, it's almost like, man, she ain't all that. She let me do this, that, whatever, whatever. And because she has let down her guard and been open minded to probably go for less than what she deserves or less than what you think she deserves, you don't value her the same. Like she was just a conquest. So it takes again a certain level of maturity from a
That
man to be like, I got a good thing. Let me kind of, you know what I'm saying, play my part. But a lot
yeah,
of men will
like I
literally
said,
go
that
for,
that's dating. No,
huh?
no, I'm saying that's dating. No, I mean
Mhm.
it is what it is. Every relationship you enter into has a 50-50 chance of working. It is what
And
it is. You know, you either
I
gonna
don't know if
date
you seen it.
somebody and y'all and y'all think about everything the same and it works out, or you think about it and everything goes left and it don't work or whatever. Everything is 50-50. So we take this
Mhm.
chance every single time. I always have felt like over the years that sometimes we take those failures too personally, you
Mhm.
know, and we ride on it too long, and it's like, oh well, this didn't work, so it's not going to work this time or whatever else, and it's like, no, I think we take it too personally. There's only two outcomes that's going to happen every time we talk to somebody. If I go ask for somebody's number, two things can happen: you gonna give it to me, or you ain't. If I ask
Yeah.
somebody out, you either gonna say yes or you gonna say no. If we
Mhm.
enter into a relationship, we either gonna make it to marriage or we ain't. 50-50 chance. Dating is a 50-50 chance and prospect no matter what. But we put so much into it because it's feelings, it's emotions, it's love. We put all these things into it. But when you think about it, you only had a 50% chance of this working anyway. It ain't a lot of stuff we'll put a lot of money on for a 50% chance. It ain't
Yeah.
a lot of stuff we'll bet something of worth of on
That's a
for a
bar.
50% chance. So when you think about it that way, you gotta take dating for what it is. Like it's just, I feel like it could be more casual, as you say, not as I'm so locked in so fast, but we gotta lock in somewhat because we have to figure out if we can be there long term. So I do see some
So
value
what's
in what you say.
so
I'm
so if
not
you had
shitting
to
on it
put
like
like
nothing like that. I see value in it.
so if you had to put like your blueprint on the road to marriage, what
Mm.
would that look like? Yeah. See?
Man, I don't have one, man. People, I fail. I failed
Because
all the time. I really don't. So it comes back to preference. So it comes back to what you say is good for you and what's gonna work for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
and go for it. You know.
yeah. No, that's true. That's true. That's true. Because
But
and I
more than
think people
anything
have to
else,
go. I'm sorry. What?
I know all I was gonna say is more than anything else, people just need to be realistic with their expectations, and also be 10 toes down on your expectations. If this is what you want, then God damn it, go find it. And if you don't find it, don't be mad at the people who don't want to fit your mold, because they're your preferences, not theirs. That's it. So don't be mad when you got them. Cool. This person has a preference. And also for men or women, whoever that's talking to somebody else and you don't want to deal with their preferences, then goddamn it, don't get mad at them for their preferences. Keep it moving. You didn't fit it. You ain't got to shit on them. You ain't got to be mad.
Man,
You ain't got
be
to all men
angry for
this. You ain't got to
what?
all women this. Yeah, you ain't got to do none of that. You didn't fit this person's preferences. Keep it moving. There is somebody out there that fits your preferences or that you fit their preferences. It
And
is.
I'm glad
And
that
if
you went
not,
there with it
then
too.
goddamn it, you better get comfortable with some cats. Yeah.
And I'm glad you went there with it too because I
So
just posted on my Facebook the other day. I said, "Men, would you be okay for a woman settling for you?" Every well, no, it was two of them. They said, "At this point, I'm just happy to be there." But a lot of men said no. So I think what a lot of men like not wanting to be settled for to tell a woman she should be open minded is horrible advice. Because what if your woman
mhm.
tells you after y'all married, like, well, I didn't really, like you in the beginning, but you kind of grew on me, so we're here. Like, what? Men would
People need to
literally
got their goddamn feelings. People, it is what it is. I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure people have. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are married who the initial reach out or anything like that wasn't the best thing in the world. So your early thoughts of someone's like, I don't know about this or something like that, and then you get to know them and it grows and it goes further. People need to get off of it. Life ain't a fairy book, a fairy tale story. It is what it is, and
but you
it's
shot
what
your
we
shot at
make out of it.
Eulise and
So
see your
if you
wife
like
now
somebody, God damn it, she shot her shot at me. She shot her shot at me, God damn it.
and look at
We was
y'all.
just having this conversation. She shot her shot at me.
How did it
We
go
ain't look at
down?
us. And I don't care if she gets mad about it. I see that's the
No,
next
we all
podcast.
we were talking
We
about it.
need
How
to
did it
get
go
we need to
down?
have her we need to have her on. but we were just talking about that. It was, she says that I did message first, though, um, but I started seeing her on the podcast a lot, like, in the we was live
So
on Facebook, so we always used to get the
you noticed you had a fan.
comments and everything. I did notice it. No, but what it really wasn't noticing that I was it was a fan of mine. It was like that the show had
You know
somebody
what
else
she
that
was
was
there
there
for.
and commenting a lot. The
She seen the
the p
DMST on
the
your
people
chest.
who comment a lot, see, see? No, the people who interacted the most, I would always notice. I honestly will always the people who commented a lot, they were always on the
Mhm.
show, they were always there for the feed, because we were still building the show. I mean, so, so I can't say I noticed her, and then you go look at people, you go look at the page like, "Oh, she's attractive, she's cute," or something like that. So, you know,
Mm.
by the
So you
time it
was
got to the point that
peeping.
so no, no, no. I just she was a fan of the show. Let's just put it like that. But I
Okay,
did
so
send
she
the
wasn't
first message.
attractive,
She was
she
I
you
think
wasn't
the
gonna
first
message
message
her
was
though.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna be human now. Yeah, we got to be attracted to each other. We got to be attracted to each other. I mean, that's human,
Mhm. You you
But
you
I
you
did
put
send the
out a
first
gesture.
message.
You extended the olive branch and she snatched it.
Yeah, I mean, I sent the first message. Yeah, so in
Mhm.
that respect is yeah, but still,
It was a
either
shot in the
way,
air.
either way, she was sweating me.
Oh, she was sweating
Either
you?
way, she was sweating me, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And that's my story, and I'm
You know
sticking
what?
to it.
Next time we go to brunch, Imma tell her.
It is what it is. All right, so this is the last thing I want to do.
Okay.
I was wrapped up in a long Twitter thing. It was like one of them things that kind of go viral, but so it's like one of them conversations that keep going, different threads, break offs or whatever. And it was basically someone talking about um, which I kind of agree with. The wedding industry is a very lucrative industry, and but the person's post was that everything is marked up outrageously. Um, and all you need to do to not do it is do something simple like this. So, say if you want to have a venue to get married at, call them and say, "Oh, I'm having a formal dinner for 100 people. How much would it be?" And then they give you a price. And then after they quote you a price and get it in writing, then you tell them, "Oh, it's going to be a wedding." And then you want to see if the price changes. And they wanted to do this for all different types of services. And again, the whole thing kept going. I'm pretty sure that thing got thousands and thousands of things. But I did comment. This was on Friday night. I did comment on it, and I'm like, well, I'm a DJ, and I actually do charge more for a wedding because the stakes are higher, and there's so many more things involved with it when it comes to a wedding. And I was like, for example, if I'm just doing a party or birthday party, a cookout, whatever, anything simple, if I'm doing that, let's just say a song messes up somehow. You might be upset, but you'll get over it. If it's your wedding and it's the first dance and your song fucks up, you'll never forget it. You'll never forget it. And these people have been going back and forth for 2+ days about, how it's the same thing. You all are doing the same thing. You're a DJ. All you're doing is playing songs. It's not the same thing. The stakes are higher. At a wedding, you're an
You're
MC. You're
curating the vibes.
introducing
Let's be
people.
100.
You're
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 curating the vibes.
it's a million different things that are completely different for it. As then I go, well, if why would a cake cost more? It's a cake, but it's not. The design is not the same for a wedding cake. It's not. And I just started thinking like the people who are doing this are people who want. And again, it's social media. Everybody has an opinion. Whatever. We didn't have this however many years ago, so maybe people thought the same way. But people want 5-star service at a 1-star price. And so you want people to come and do all these things that you swear that they would do for a normal thing, but you want it for your wedding. You know how stressful a wedding is? You tell a woman or that a bride that, "Oh, I'm just going to do this." I was working on Friday night. I work from 7:30 to 11:30 on Friday nights. I pull up at 7:05 because it don't take me long to set up, and I run music for 4 hours, and that's just it. If it's a wedding, I got to be there way earlier. I'm bringing way more stuff. I need a whole list of songs that you need for your first dance and father daughter dance and mother son dance and all these other things that are
And
going
then
on.
don't
Like I
let
said,
you
I'm
have like a little
MCing the whole
special
thing. Go
presentation
ahead.
for your man. Now I got to get something off a daggone flash drive that you mix with somebody else to have the whole theatrics and everything like that. No,
All of it. All of it. Think about remember Carlicia's dance? Remember that? Yeah, I know you ain't forgot that. Like I missed that whole music thing. Like the guy that DJ for us, Keenan K Nice, shout out to K Nice, you know, he could have did it. He's a DJ, but I didn't put it on him to sit there and say, "Hey, I need you to put this together and bring this song in at 24
yep.
seconds and then stop this song at a minute 39 and bring this song in at 2." I just did it myself because I could. But again,
And I
these are
need this
extra
sound
things that
bite.
people have to do for a wedding, for someone to sit there and be like, you know what, y'all doing the same thing. It's not. It's so far from the same thing. And it
Now,
just it made my ass itch to see how many people were sitting here talking like it's something simple.
as far as a DJ, it's not the simple. However, as far as the event space, that's different because a formal setup with dinner, you're paying for the food, you're paying for the setup. Now that parallels, but a certain aspects of the wedding that yes, you have to identify it's a fucking wedding. Those are two totally different things, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like because again, you're not just showing
Yeah.
up to play whatever you feel like you want to play, and then she just throwing some songs here and there. It's a wedding. Now for the venue and for the food, that's different because I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have like let's say you just want something simple, finger food, grab and go shit. Okay, cool. As soon as they find like it's a wedding, yes, they're gonna want to up the charge. Now that's different. Because my thing is, I was just seeing that somebody had an event space. They're opening up an event space, and it's 150 an hour with a minimum of 4 hours. So basically, this event space is $600 to book. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why? It's not like you have staff. It's not like that you have bar. It's not like you have a kitchen that's gonna be running. And they have to pay for the added traffic during this 4 hour window. Like it's $600 and your venue is set up with people in it or not. Because those 4 hours you don't sell,
Hmm.
it's $600 you not making. Why is it so much? Because somebody said they want to use your space. Like to me, I get it if that money is for like incidentals or some shit like that. However, I feel like it should be just the same as like an apartment that you rent. If I return your space back to its original setting, so I take out the trash, I clean up, everything is set back in place, and you don't have to come in and do shit, I feel like $300 of that should come back to me. Just being honest. Now, I
Well, if
also feel like, for example, with doing, go ahead, you must say
no, I
something.
was about to say, well, what's in the, but yeah, but what's their contract in their language? Because if you want to say that, that's fine. That's almost like Airbnbs where you got to get up out of there and you got to take trash out
Exactly.
and stuff like that. If not, or like putting a deposit down. But if that's their price for it, that's fine. See, my counter to that is that there's a place for everybody's budget. And I'm not saying that you couldn't
Mm,
force this. I'm just because I know you were
mhm.
using an example. But there's a place for everybody's budget.
Absolutely.
There's a $300 place out there for you.
Yes, it
So
is.
when it's like when you look at a place and they tell you it's going to be this much, it's going to be this much for this many hours, but someone wants it for this amount. To me, it's like, well, go find a place that's the amount that you want to pay because there's a place for every single budget, every
No,
single level of budget out there.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree with you 1000% because your price is your price. And that's why, like, when I do business, especially black business, I'll be 100 with you. I ask them, no, what's your price? Like, I don't want the homie discount. I don't want the black discount. What's your price? Especially when I know their work is
Hmm.
good and I'm getting what I asked for. Because my dad told me at a young age, all good things ain't cheap and all cheap things ain't good. So when it comes down to things that matter, I don't mind
Hmm.
paying an extra dollar or two to get what I want. And I never lean on the homie. I
Hmm.
never lean on the black card. when it comes down to doing business because you have business expenses and financial responsibilities the same way I do. Because I tell somebody in a minute,
Mhm.
no, I'm not doing a show where you paying me $25 to do 12 minutes. Not no, I'm that's under what I because like think about it. I put
What
out
you
this
asked
flyer,
for.
I'm doing a show with you. At least 10 plus people are going to show up. You're gonna make more money at that door from my people showing up than you're paying me to perform. No,
Or the bar.
listen, and they're gonna
Yeah.
spend money. And that's why
Mhm.
I love a venue that does a bar guarantee. If I throw an event in your space, your kitchen gonna make money, your bar gonna make money for to satisfy my time being there. I love a bar guarantee
Mhm.
because I'm gonna make sure that you make double of what you was even thinking about charging me. I'm gonna make sure of it. I know exactly who to invite.
Yeah.
And I feel like those
Yeah.
are the lost gems when it comes down to business. For example, I had my open mic every Thursday at Bliss. They paid me 50 to $100, something like that, whatever, for the winner of the mic. They got from me about 5 to 7 birthday parties. And birthday parties, you have to pay for a section. That's at least 250. I'm just running numbers. So 250 is literally a month, almost a month of what you would pay me to do my open mic there. And you had 5 of those. Then you also
Yeah.
had a 2 week audition there. You had 2 anniversaries. Like you had a lot of outside comedy things going on your weekend where you make the most money. I was literally giving you traffic on a Thursday to where that 50 or $100 you was paying me for the person who win the mic, everybody that came and bought food and drink, like you not losing.
Mhm.
You're not losing. If anything, you're making money because you paid $50 to $100 for comedy on a Thursday. And everybody stayed and kicked it. Everybody always stayed and kicked it. There's no
Yeah,
loss.
I get it.
So when you're able to at least respect
Yeah.
what somebody's trying to bring to you as far as traffic, you make way more money than you ever would lose not having it there. There's more of a asset than a liability is what I'm trying to say. So when it comes down
Yeah.
to venue
No, I
space
feel
for
it. I
me,
feel it.
especially no, go ahead, what you say?
Oh, no, no, I was just saying I feel it. No, I'm just saying I
Because
feel it,
especially when you
and
first
we
starting
probably
out,
got to we
when you're
probably going
first
to go
starting
into it.
out and your space
Uh-huh.
is okay, I get it. You pay for fixtures, you got like this, custom flooring, you got to make that money back. But you're also in the same market of other people who've been doing it longer with a bigger layout, more functional space, more this, more that. So I think with you being so brand new, you have to come in competitive. You coming in at the same prices as everybody else that's been having this established business relationship with people, you kind of have to come in competitive. That's why I was saying, like, why would somebody pay $600 for a 4 hour event space that's somewhere new? You don't have nothing else
Mhm.
going on there. You have to bring money
Mhm.
some type of way. So it would be best for you as a new event space to reach out to your local music artists, reach out to your local comics, reach out to your local poets, and hey, look, if you can get together, this many people or whatever, I give you my event space for free. If this many people can come in. Because guess what? From that free event that you do with one of those people, they're gonna have somebody there. They'll be like, "Oh, this space is cool, and it's right down the street from me, or whatever." Hey, how much do you give it away before you monetize it? Because when you give it away, it makes you way more money on the back end than you trying to come in, I guess, to kind of like, bridge the gap between what you spent on the venue and what you can make back. Because everybody don't do good business. I was just seeing so somebody posted these establishments got to start taking responsibility for cutting their liquor with all this crazy shit. Because I guess somebody had like an accident or somebody had like a something happened with somebody or whatever, and it was due to them drinking cut liquor. Because of course establishments try to save money,
Yeah.
try to make money, stuff like that, whatever. So it's like you have to cultivate the environment to where this is a safe kick it, it's a profitable kick it or whatever, because you get way more from multiple people than you do from that one person that said, "Okay, I'm gonna pay your price." That's I mean, business wise is what I'm thinking about.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. And on my side, the internet for your side is I'm having a harder time understanding what you're saying because it's kind of going in and out. So we'll probably wrap it. I do want to pick this back up on our next one though because I feel like
Okay,
it's a good topic that we could get into a little
it
bit
is.
more with
It
it.
is. Yeah.
But and plus we have yeah, yeah. So we'll keep that on that one on the books for the next one. Um, I will say this lastly. It looks like we might be well, it looks like a pod and R&B is going to be coming. We'll talk about it when we get off camera. But it looks like
In
a pod. Well,
June,
you already know what MTV is talking
Juneteenth
about doing.
in Columbus,
But
but I wanted to do one
but
before
Dev did hit me
Cleveland.
up and he saw the flyer. He said and Dev said he was down. And so since if you know with Dev is down, I know Playboy has said a while back that he will be down. I already know that you were down, so it's something we got to talk about and get through. But it do look
Let's
like a
go,
pod and
man.
R&B is going to be
Let's do
coming.
it. Come on,
Like I said, and like I said, we'll talk about it
man.
when
R&B,
we end
bitches.
real quick. Yeah, we'll talk about it real quick. But I just go ahead and wrap this one up. Let the people know where they can find you.
As always, this is comedian Eulise Dickerson. I'm always blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual. You can find me on any social media platform. Eulise Dickerson. I'm the only use Eulise Dickerson on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Eulise Too Funny on TikTok. Um, Instagram is public, Facebook private. If you tune in, just send me a message or whatever. Let me know that you're tuning in from DMST Conversations, and I will accept you. I do have, and I have to say this, I do have the hopes of being one of the top 4 finalists in the We Done Ones comedy
Mm-hmm.
tour stop in Cleveland. I'm in that competition and I will know either tonight or tomorrow if I'm one of the top 4. If I'm one of the top 4, that means I will do a live performance March 1st, Sunday, March 1st at Silks in Maple Heights. And I need your support. I need y'all to come out. Soon those ticket links drop, I
Okay.
need y'all to buy the tickets or whatever. So once I put it out there, I need y'all to show up. Cause again, I remember who do and who don't.
Okay. I got to make sure I go in and vote again
Yeah, you can do it tonight.
because I
Do it
voted like
tonight.
I voted multiple times the first day. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. I
first day
got to.
was so
Yeah, because I
easy,
know
they
I
changed
voted
it.
multiple times the first day. Make sure I go in and vote again.
Bro, I ain't gonna even talk about it. But like, yeah, the first day was so
You said
easy.
what?
You can just click on it, vote, done. Now they want to get an email,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever.
Oh, really? Because the
Hmm.
first day I was able to do it like back to back sometimes or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you said,
Yep.
probably because it was
And
easy.
those votes better count. I swear to God. Because I had a lot of people that was
Okay.
going in
Well, I
and
got you.
just,
I'm gonna do it again tonight.
yeah. Whatever email that you got, tell Corlisha.
Yeah. Okay, I got you tonight then. All
Like,
right.
yeah. So go ahead,
All right.
brainstorm.
So
You
on
want
my
shit?
end, it's same as always. Yeah, yeah, same as always. It's you know, I'm still DJing Tuesday nights to R&B night. Even though that may drop back to every other week, we'll see. The
Hmm.
Fridays have been nice at Johnny Malloy's. I'm having a good time out there on Fridays. Pull up there whenever y'all free on a Friday night. Um, so that's about it for me today, man. So it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. And as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I am DJ Brainstorm for you on all social media. DJ Brainstorm, the number 4 letter.
You.
See? All right, y'all. We gonna catch y'all next week, y'all. Peace.